Morning, Scituate. Welcome to our weekly update. I'm Jim Boudreau, the Town Administrator. I'm joined this morning with Nicole Brandolini and Superintendent Burkhead from the School Department. Just a quick update from me on the COVID front. This past week, we've only had one additional new case. That was at the Life Care Center. It's the first case we've had at the Life Care Center in some time. No other additional cases in Scituate in the past week. So that's very good. We're 3 weeks out from the 4th of July and the start of the phase 3 of the reopening of the economy, so our numbers are pretty good. The state's positive test rate results were up a little bit yesterday, a little over 2%, but people need to keep up the good work. I know it's hot. I know wearing the mask can be uncomfortable, but it is working here in Scituate, and it's important we keep those numbers down to the extent possible. Today is expected to be a brutal heat and humidity day. The senior center will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. as a cooling center. Masks will be required and strict social distancing will be followed. We anticipate that'll be open tomorrow as well. Reminder, we're in phase 2 of water restrictions. That is a ban on all non-essential outdoor water use, no lawns, no car washing, no filling of pools. Handhelds only for gardens, flowers, and plants before 9 and after 5 p.m. Violations are subject to a $100 fine. Last week, we averaged 1.898 million gallons a day. That's up slightly from 1.853 of a year ago. We know we're in a heat emergency. We're in a heat wave, but it's very important you continue to conserve water. The reservoir is currently at 61%. The library is doing its curbside pickup. We anticipate next week that the library will be open on a limited basis for in-person browsing. Hours and capacity will be limited, as well as the ability to browse all the stacks and the racks. There will be no study rooms and no seating available for patrons to stay and read. You'll be asked to take your materials with you. Masks will be mandatory, and we will have separate hours for seniors. We will have an announcement with all the details later on this week. The DPW work that I've been warning about coming for several weeks is here. The Squashkit berm work started today. There's equipment on the berm prepping it for the arrival of the stone. Once the stone starts arriving, we anticipate 16 truckloads of stone a day down Surfside. This is a FEMA project. It's 75% paid for with federal funds, and it's designed to bring the berm back to its original design height. This was damaged in the storms of 2018, and it's critical we get that berm back where it's supposed to be to prevent widespread flooding in the areas behind it. Bailey's Causeway, Culvert, and Gilson Road culvert works begin today with a 3 to 4 week construction period. Bailey's Causeway will be closed. Glades Road will be both ways. Gilson Road is also closed. These culvert projects have been years in the making and have been held up and have been dependent upon the gas company. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause, but the new culverts should significantly reduce flooding in those affected areas. And finally, the Planning Board is seeking alternate members for the Planning Board. They are currently accepting letters of interest and resumes. Please send them to the Planning Board here at Town Hall, or you can email them to Karen Joseph at kjoseph@situatema.gov. And with that, I'll turn it over to School Committee member Nicole Brandolini.
Thank you, Jim. Scituate School Committee, along with Scituate Public Schools, have been working diligently, pretty much around the clock, I would say, to get us formulating plans for returning to school. So please join us tonight at 6 o'clock on Zoom for our school committee meeting to go over that and a few other agenda items as well. And I think Superintendent Burkhead, I'll turn it over to you for an update.
Thank you, Ms. Brandolini. And good morning. Before I get into the reopening plans, I'd like to touch base on a professional learning experience that occurred last Thursday, July 23rd. Our school committee, recording secretary, and I joined 21-year veteran school committee member and field director for the Mass Association of School Committees, Dorothy Presser, for an opportunity to learn together. It's a wonderful opportunity for new superintendents and school committees to collaborate and grow. I'd like to thank Chairman Peter Gates for organizing, and for our school committee members Hayes, Long, Lindblom, Brandolini, and Gates for committing the time and effort to participate. And I'd just like to go on to say that, and agree with Ms. Brandolini, that has been a lot of work and a lot of hours in addition to the work that goes on at school committee meetings in preparation. I just want to thank our school committee for that effort and the additional efforts of committing to those meetings that helped me as a new superintendent in our communication. So the update for our reopening plans, Just a review, on July 9th, Mass Commissioner of Education Jeff Riley announced that districts would be required to submit one reopening plan that would address the health and safety requirements outlined by the state. A preliminary plan is due this Friday, July 31st, for review, and final plans are due by August 10th, 2020. At tonight's school committee meeting at 6 p.m., I will be presenting a preliminary plan that's due Friday, which will outline our plans moving forward. This is a draft, but it will give a good idea of what we expect to do with our learning come the fall. I'd like to thank our 60-member Safe and Strong Task Force and our steering committee for all of their efforts in guiding this work, and a copy of my presentation will be available on our website tomorrow morning. I'd also like to thank our staff, parents, and guardians and students. In an effort to include the entire community, we sent out several surveys, and I held superintendent forums with parents, students, and staff last week. The turnout was overwhelming. We had huge turnouts for our forums. There were close to 200 staff members that turned out for the superintendent forum, close to 200 parent and caregiver to that forum, and 20 students. And the surveys were just as strong, with over 1,000 survey results. So we want to thank you all for taking the time to do that. We do look at those results, and they have guided our planning. We look to have a larger community forum in August when our plan is closer to complete for feedback, and look forward to having you join us then. Just want to update everyone on our focus this year of transparency and communication as well. These weekly cable updates, we'd like to thank the Board of Selectmen and Town Administrator for hosting us, as well as Community Access TV. We believe they're very helpful in getting the message out. We also have a weekly digital newsletter called Thursday Thoughts that comes out each Thursday. Those will be posted on our website, and we'll be allowing the opportunity for community members to sign up for that important newsletter that will not only give detailed reopening plan information, but as the year goes on, it will continue to provide information of all the great things happening in our school district. And then tonight's school committee meeting at 6 p.m. and updates on our website for one-stop shop to find all this information on reopening. This week, we will begin our work in earnest to develop our comprehensive final plan, working from the draft plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. If you have the chance, please tune in tonight. This is probably going to be one of the biggest decisions made by the town since this whole pandemic started. We do public safety, we do education. Those are the big things we do. So, especially if you're parents with kids in the school, either tune in tonight or will be rebroadcast on Scituate Cable. I know Bill talked about jumping into the fire. Not only did he have to come and learn a new district, but he had to come up with an entire plan for dealing with a pandemic. And it's been 3 weeks. I think he's been on the job. So, as we said last time, anything we could do, the town could do, the selectmen, my office, any of my staff, please let us know. Good luck tonight, and we will see everybody next Monday. Thank you for coming.